4 games to go. How do you assess your chances of finishing in the top 4?
Well, I think we are in the frame. Again, I've told you, and I firmly believe that points will be dropped by all of these 3 teams that are competing for, if you include Everton in the frame, because they are still within a shout. So depends on where you drop them, when you drop them, against who, and you know, we have to keep our mind on achieving it. To achieve it, it will make things simpler if we won all the games. That's our ultimate objective, but we understand that is extremely difficult with the trips that we have, particularly to Chelsea away. But you know, if we can do it, we'll probably get into the position that where we want to be.
I was looking that since you beat Arsenal at the beginning of March, you actually dropped more points than you've won. How big a concern has that been to you?
It happened to us. I mean, we went into a blip of results. So our form was incredible, outstanding up to that moment. We had a blip in terms of results. I mean, they were not negative, but they were inconsistent. We couldn't get that streak of wins that Arsenal, for example, has had, and that put us in a different position. I think anyway we're still pretty much in the frame. You know, to my perspective, with 4 games to go, or at this stage in the position that we are, with 1 game in hand, and with everything dependent on us, is something that is always extraordinary for us. So we just hope that we can be able to achieve it in the end. The final sprint is the decisive sprint for sure.
Would you have taken this at the beginning of the season? 4 games to go. If you win your remaining 4 games, you finish in the top?
Yeah, probably. I mean, you always want best, and you want to ideally be in a better position. But the league is extremely competitive. We are, you know, with 62 points, 8 points adrift from 70, which is the objective that we set out. It's perfectly achievable with 12 games to play, with 12 points to play for. So you know, hopefully we can do it, but you know, we're not sure if it's going to be enough or not.
I know some anxious Tottenham fans. I think that's perhaps the best way of describing it. They're not pessimistic, but they're certainly anxious.
Yeah, you know some anxious, and I know some certain assured Tottenham fans.
Okay, well, what would you say to those who are still slightly anxious and you know, they say things like, oh, you know, we might end up shooting ourselves in the foot and it'll all disappear. You know, what message would you send out to those who are just wavering?
No, I don't agree with the words that you're putting there. There's nobody shooting themselves in the foot. We are in an extremely good position where we have to do our job to make sure that we are successful. It's extremely competitive, as you know. 62 points at this moment is extremely good. So you know, that final push is going to dictate whether or not we are in or out. In the end, let me remind you that Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United and Man City, they play for titles in a different way than that Tottenham plays, and you know, they are experienced teams in getting titles. They've changed their objectives to Champions League qualification as a minimum. Ours is our maximum ambition at the moment, although we want to progress to what they are and what they represent in the future. But you know, we are in the frame with teams that compete for titles, and at the moment we are in an extremely good position.